Grab bag. Wow, nice. Premier Plastics. I like the nice blob of 1950s air preserved inside of him. Clear casting. I've heard of these before. Definitely not something I would have gone out of my way to obtain. He's got a mashed in nose, but we're good with that. While preparing the video, I dug out my other Premier figures, or what I thought were my Premier figures, and noticed some differences between them. Most noticeably, the shape of the medallion on their chest. The silver one has sort of an ovular shape. The red one and the clear one both have a circular shape. There's other subtle differences. Their faces don't look exactly the same. I'd presume the red and clear ones were copies. Now I don't know. And if anyone can help shed some light on it, I'd love to learn more. Interesting. Very interesting. Enjoy using him in some art. Marx Toys Operation Moonbase Spacewalker figure. He's missing part of his wrench, so he may end up getting painted on the orange suit crew. So the plastic looks a little bit shinier than the ones that I've got already. We'll have to take a comparative look at some point. Here's another Marx Toys. I think it's the Autolite guy from the Rex Mars Tom Corbett era of figures, missing his helmet and his hand and tool. Here he is painted with the helmet donated from another member of the crew. And I'm pretty sure he's going to go in one of those little box paintings. And here's another Tom Corbett in the Freddie Mercury pose. Mama. Yeah. One to trade or using some art or something like that. These I'm not sure what they are. What are they? The Pooper Troopers? Some sort of condescending name like that. Imperial. I have a Imperial. What was your name? Colonel Deering and a Tweaky eraser. I'm pretty sure these are the same. I think these were called Pooper Troopers, and there should be an attaching hook or some harness that you throw them up in the air and they come down and they look silly. They're not really my cup of tea. I don't know what I'll do with them. And then some, I was pretty sure that's what these were, To Me Toys Air Force Crew. That's a cool pose. I don't think I had that one. I've got a bag of them already. And these did not get marked, but they're vintage. Either vintage To Me, pre-processed plastics, or after. I'll have to go through Toy Soldier HQ. Take a look at this color. Maybe it's just the Playware. Yeah, that looks the same. I'll have to go through them some other time on my own. And this is one that I actually just brought back a little while ago, or brought home, but he was in rather poor condition, and it's a Cracker Jack Spaceman. Should be a marking on it that says NOSCO CJ somewhere. But a NOSCO Cracker Jacks guy. He's in the same pose as the other one, in somewhat better condition. So I can keep this for my collection, as it were, and use the other one in some space art. And he's a nice, compelling figure. Increases the value of the piece immediately. And the white elephant's in the room, so to speak. Two Marx Toys 6-inch astronauts. Now, I've already got a full set of the white ones. I still need I think flag guy from the blue ones. I want some for my quasi-nephew Jasper. I want him to have a full set of the white Marx Toys astronauts that I had when I was a kid. 1970 was the year that they came out. Some sort of stamping information there that maybe you can see. Marx Toys, 1970. Should be the same on both of them. And these are someone's toys. They're a little bit worn. They're a little bit dingy, and we'll clean them up or something like that. But I also wanted to compare them with the other figures in those poses that I had. And our man Evil Possum did a fantastic blog study on subtle casting changes to the Marx Toys 6-inch astronaut figures, which has not been really described before. There were some changes made to them, and it would be interesting to find out which came first, which alteration or subtle differences may have come first. And I think the scoop guy was one of them. Let's look at the Walker dude here in the middle, a blue one. And I had concluded that the two that I'd had already, let's work on the lamp, Quiz Kid, were identical. The white one and the blue one I'd had already came out of the same mold, same press. They're identical. I remember finding a difference with one of them as well a year ago or so. I'll have to go back through my figures and remind myself of what it is. I think these three are all looking pretty much the same. I think it was Suitcase Guy was the one that I noticed a difference with, but he had found a subtle variation for the scoop guy. All right, so here's our new arrival on the left. This is one that I'd had before, and the blue guy, the blue version of it. See some nice dust of the ages that had been someone's collection for a while. There's even a little thing on the bottom, Kennedy Space Synergy, 1970. Great grandma, something like that. Very cool. And I looked at them earlier, and I had decided that the two over here on the right are definitely from the same mold era. I can't remember. I think part of the difference has to do with the shape of the bag, and these all look like they have about the same shape. And the respirator units are all matching. So I think these are all matches, but that guy has some. He came upon something that nobody else has described anywhere, finding differences in these Mark 6-inch astronauts, which have always been presumed that there were no changes in it. But no, at least two figures had changes: Suitcase Guy and the dude here with the sample scoop. And I'm going to work on getting Jasper. Blood's thicker than water with me, you know. And I want him to have a set just like I had when I was a kid. Maybe get some vintage to me. Air Force guys, too. Uncle Steve could make him a nice play set. Something like that. And go down and just sit there with the kid and do stuff with astronauts. Man, I can't wait to do that. May this pandemic end quickly.
Miles and miles and miles.